Hello, this is Postdoc Chronicles week number 101, and today we're featuring the game Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, which was released on the Nintendo Switch last, I believe it's July 14. Yeah, it was last week. And of course, Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town on the Game Boy Advance. So this is basically the same game. So you have this like an old game of the on the Game Boy Advance, one of my favorites, and then it's remade on the Nintendo Switch. But you notice now that it's carrying a different banner title. So now it's called Story of Seasons instead of Harvest Moon. And of course, what happens is that I believe in 2015, the guys who are actually responsible for making these Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons games, Marvelous, they split with Natsume, which are the guys that are responsible for making the game available worldwide. And in fact, before they split, the last Harvest Moon that they made together, so the last legit Harvest Moon title is on the 3DS. It's called Harvest Moon: A New Beginning. Okay, and so the sad thing is they now split. So in spirit, your old Harvest Moon games is now called are now called Story of Seasons. So this one, so this is Harvest Moon 3D: A New Beginning. This is like the last legit Harvest Moon. So I say that because Natsume, they keep on making Harvest Moon games, but it's not the Harvest Moon that you know and love. And most of the Harvest Moon games that they produce are so far has been crappy. But Marvelous, the original guys who were the creative team behind this series, they now partner with the Exceed to localize. So instead of calling it Harvest Moon worldwide, it's now called the Story of Season. So hence, instead of calling the same game, the remake as Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, now it's called Story of Seasons Friends of Mineral Town. I believe in Japan, so where of course the Marvelous are making this. I believe it's called the Bokujo Monogatari. That's the Japanese title of the game. But basically, this is like one of my favorite Game Boy Advance games right here, Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town. And yeah, the what they call this, the premise is very stupid. You're just like you go to this farm, and then you plant crops, you do this daily chores. So initially it's the first time. Right now there are like a lot of these games already, like Rune Factory, Stardew Valley, and so on. But before, when I first played this on the Game Boy Advance, I haven't heard of that game before. And initially I went into it thinking that it's gonna be boring, like what's fun about like harvesting crops and so on. But man, it's like one of the most addicting games, basically on the Game Boy Advance. And yeah, there's like a calming, a calming vibe with just repeatedly planting crops, tending to your pets and so on, and talking to the different villagers, courting the different ladies in there. And speaking of ladies, so on the Game Boy Advance, you actually have two Harvest Moon games. So this one is called the Harvest Moon Friends of Mineral Town, and you're a guy, and then you get to like marry or court the female villagers. But if you're like a girl, and then you want to go for the guy villagers, they actually released another game, which is Harvest Moon More Friends of Mineral Town. But of course, nowadays in our modern era, Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town on the Nintendo Switch. The nice thing about this is that you first of all, you can now choose between being a boy or a girl, as opposed to being a different game entirely. And even though you're a boy, you can court fellow boys, or even if you're a girl, you can court fellow girls. So there's already like a same sex marriage featured in the game. But yeah, if I have to make like top 10 best games on the GBA, then definitely Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town will be included in there. So definitely. But this, I'm still about to play it. But from the the graphics I've seen, it's not as lovely as the graphics that I was used to, which is on the Harvest Moon. It's the sprite based, because this one they went for 3D, and I don't know, it looks a bit like some sort of like cheap mobile game. But of course, not as cheap as the current Harvest Moons that are being done by Natsume. Mostly I think they have already in the Nintendo Switch, and they also had tons on the 3DS, but they're really not very good. But anyway, yeah, let's go to the postdoc now. So So Giancarlo is like one of my main supervisors who oversees my qualification task in Atlas. So like I've mentioned before, he has been like incomunicado. So like I can't reach him via email and so on since March, but just recently he's back. And so in my qualification task, so right now I still can't move forward is because there are still a lot of like job options or DSIDs that are still not working. And then it has something to do with the internal workings of Pythia and how Pythia is incorporated in Athena. And then luckily, when the moment Giancarlo came back, he was actually able to like look at the specific, because I like made a list of specific job Pythia only job options, and then their specific problems. And then the main one I noticed is that any job options that uses the option SoftQCD in Pythia, they result in an error known as a segmentation fault. And then I wasn't able to figure out why it's wrong. And then some other group of DSIDs, they gave this user hook error. So it's a bit technical. It's like something way beyond my training, because I wasn't I'm not my qualification task is to check to validate the current Pythia version. But it's not, I'm not really well versed in how Pythia is incorporated in the Athena framework. And so it's like Giancarlo is, he's like one of the experts when it comes to these things. So he took a look at that, and then he was able to edit some CMake list. He was able to edit some .cxx files and so on. And eventually we were able to make the soft QCD ones work, and we were able to make the user hook factory ones work. So, but of course, we actually made the soft QCD ones work first, because initially these are the job options that do not work. So I tried all of them that calls soft QCD. So now they're working. And then the final problem is, of course, the user hook. And then now, right now, I wasn't able to test it yet, but right now there's like a new merge request for a new or not a new, unedited version of Athena, which is 21.6.34, with the edits, or with the changes made by Giancarlo, that solves the soft QCD and then the user hook problems. And of course, there's like a one final issue with the this thing called efficiency too low. And then Giancarlo said, he said, this is something that you can figure out yourself. And I think, yeah, it has something to do with the number of Monte Carlo events that I'm generating. So it says efficiency is too low because you generated a little events. So I'm gonna try, if I think if I just increase the number of events that I need to generate, I think it will solve these problems. But the relevant ones, user hook and then soft QCD, they're already solved. Okay. And then, yeah, right now I'm also reading this paper on missing ET, search for new physics in jets plus missing ET in Atlas, which is like under circulation. So I was asked by Deepak and Bruce, the head guys of particle physics in Witwatersrand, to organize an institute reading, because Witwatersrand was assigned by CERN or by Atlas to make comments on this particular paper. So I did that. I collected comments from different PhD students and so on, and I gave a deadline like last Saturday, and then I received some comments. So Tuesday, which is tomorrow, I will be I'm gonna summarize those comments, and then I'm gonna upload those comments to CDS. I believe that means CERN document server. So that's where they upload existing papers before they submit it to, I think this particular paper, the target is PRD, physical review D. Okay, which of course, now that we mentioned PRD, our paper is also already out on PRD. Like, I mean, the actual manuscript is already there if you go to the link. But yeah, I think that's the only update I have this week. I think I'm gonna go back to MUED, and right now I'm also looking for a place to print, because I need to print stuff for my visa renewal, because I wasn't able to do it due to the lockdown. The Home Affairs, Department of Home Affairs, DHA, was closed here. So I think it's open now, but on a limited time only, but yeah, so I need to print stuff so that I can apply my renewal. But anyway, guys, yeah, this has been Postdoc Chronicles week number 101. I'll see you next time on week number 102. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.